Why, hello there. If you don't already recognize my sultry voice, this is DJartt of the High Score 510 podcast. First of all, I would like to thank you for listening to our show. Second of all, I want to remind you with a shameless plug of our Patreon page. Join our growing community and help support an indie podcast. The perks of being a patron, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Why, Jesus will bless you. So go check out patreon.com/highscore510. And for the price of a tall pumpkin spice latte, you can help DJartt get the newest choker from Claire. Wait, who wrote this? Who wrote this? Seriously. That's fucked up, man. This isn't a choker. It's real pearls, bitch. Regardless of which, we appreciate your support and hope you enjoy the show.
You are listening to High Score 510, where real talk is our vernacular.
That enters the realm of porn if he's sitting there, you over here taping him wipe his ass, dude.
No, that's it's a
recording him wiping
nature
his
video,
ass,
instructional video for kids.
You know what? Do that shit when I'm not on the show. Then you can do it all you want. That could be your Tuesday show. You call it Darius and just keep clipping it while wiping his ass. Do whatever you want. I don't care what you do, as long as I'm out.
I'll just tell you, man. You gonna make some NFT money? That's where you.
You ain't gonna make no NFT money. You ain't gonna make no dollars.
Puka shell NFT.
Oh man, they really out here bidding for Darius wiping his ass.
Somebody will.
Nobody will bid, man. Not when they can get this shit for free. Two girls in one cup still out there?
Yeah, it's probably still out there somewhere. They probably sold an NFT of it too.
They didn't sell no NFT.
Bet you $5. Look up 2 girls, 1 cup NFT. Look up a 2 girls, 1 cup NFT. All right. Anyways,
very non-fungible. Jay, are you a Tigers fan?
No, I'm not. I like this hat a lot.
No, it's no problem. You'll catch me wearing all different types of hats, and I'm not a fan of the team. But I love New Era fitteds, and that one's looking crispy.
See, what I've realized, I like the navy blue New Eras, right? Yeah. And I've realized that Detroit is one of the only ones you can wear where someone no one's gonna have a negative reaction to it usually. Like I was wearing a Astros hat around for a minute. Like I don't care about any of them. I just like the hats, right? So yeah. Everyone was getting on me about the Astros hat because all the shit that they had, the cheating shit, and then they had just beat LA or some shit. Mm-hmm. I need to switch it up. If you wear a New York hat or a Boston hat, there's always people who got issues with that. People only ever give me compliments about Detroit. I don't give a fuck about any of the teams, you know what I mean? But Detroit's the one where it's like no one ever says anything negative to me about it.
All right, it's Motown.
No, I like that. Yeah. You from Detroit? Nope.
No. Oh, Ford Motors. Oh, cool. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and at Horcrux Hipster on the Twitter. You can also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/High Score 510. And we are here with
this is AG3 representing High Score 510, coming at you faster than I should have changed my channel or turned off my TV while watching that NBA dunk contest.
Horrible.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And we are here with
everybody's favorite truck driver, friendly truck driver, Captain P.Funk.
This nigga couldn't remember what kind of truck driver he was.
I don't know what that is.
Run that back, Pedro. Run that back.
No, it's kind of hard.
Everyone's favorite shit.
At least you sound like you. At least you don't sound like you in like the staircase nook at a haunted house though. So I'm okay with that.
I'm distracted because I used to be a rapper, J.Lately.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got bars. They just in my mind. I can't spit them out.
He ghost wrote for Smokey Robinson.
Yes, I did.
Just one track.
That one track.
Smoking that smoke, doing that coke, dealing that dope, giving up hope, gang banging,
And we're here with our special guest.
Yo, what's up? This is J.Lately representing Red Lobster Biscuits over here.
Oh, the cheddar biscuits.
Got the cheddar biscuits, baby biscuits.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
There you go. You get the I am delivered. Andrew C. Caldwell, my brother over here. He trying to snatch up Kim from Kanye. That's tight. Shout out to him.
Yeah, how you gonna slap up? Come on, man.
And we're also here with our other guest.
This is Lito P, Cool Calm Collected, also known as the co-founder of Black People Saving Baseball. And I'm happy to be back on the 510 podcast to talk about that atrocious dunk contest and some MLB offseason union negotiations. So I'm happy to be here, y'all.
All right, Pal's been around. Here's your soundbite, Pal.
Where you been since yesterday, knuckle? You been fucking around?
Nope.
Let me smell your dick.
Horrible ass movie.
What movie is that?
That's Baby Boy.
Baby
Man.
Boy?
Horrible
That's
ass movie.
man, that's an excellent movie.
Shit was horrible.
Shout out to Tyrese, sponsorship, prayers to your mother. You know what I'm saying? We make fun of Tyrese a lot, but you know what I'm saying? And my name is Jarrett, aka DJartt, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jartt.
And I think the answer to our problems is exactly where they were for Martin Luther King when he changed the world. Love, peace, education, tolerance of others, Jesus.
There we go. That's what Jesus. We need. I think we should start every show with the Dabo Sweeney quote. That's what we're gonna do from now on. Dabo Sweeney's gonna always set us where we need to be: love, peace, education,
like
tolerance
I said,
of others.
You know, Jay, let me tell you guys this. You know what I realized? People from the Bay Area, Jarrett is more comfortable around white trash and meth addicts from like California, from like Jenner and places like that, than he is with a middle class or working class Southern white man. A guy with a family that might talk about Jesus a lot and this and that. Jarrett can't relate to that. So he struggles with someone like Dabo Sweeney, who's not a bad guy. I trust him more than those meth addicts when we be going hiking and shitting over there on that side of town. 100%. Every time we park my car, I'm worried that I'll come back and all the wiring is fucking gone, right?
Well, how are you comparing meth addicts to a guy who's paid millions of dollars to coach football in the South?
You're comfortable around. You always you're throwing these trolling quotes out about Dabo Sweeney, playing the sound bites, and you trolling Dabo Sweeney. But I'm like, he's a fine guy.
He had sex with my mama.
That's the way you acting. But yeah, you'll take us hiking with people fucking that's like, oh yeah, you gotta pay us for this. You gotta pay me now in cash and make sure you keep this on your car, and they missing half their damn teeth, right? And then here's the thing, they're not smart enough to sell them before when you first start doing meth, sell your teeth, it's a financial decision. It makes sense. No, they just smoke them rotten. And Jarrett's comfortable around that. He's comfortable because that exists out here, but he's not comfortable with the white guy who's deeply religious in a family. And
I don't mind if you're deeply religious. Don't worry. I've been to Sebastopol. I've been to the mega churches along Antique Road. I've been to a couple of those.
That is not the same as a Southern Bible Belt white person.
I'm just saying. It's not the religious components. Well, actually, it's a historical tie and it's a triggering thing. That you can say this.
You ain't never been there to be here.
No, because I know that the roots of our country's foundations are very much tied to a lot of the same notes that these people are playing. Now, maybe have they evolved and changed, become better? You know, their communities have changed the way they treat certain peoples and the way that they conceptualize the world. Sure. But
communities, family
you walk
members.
like a duck. You talk like a duck.
You ain't been there to even see
live
the ducks
on a pond.
You haven't been there to see the ducks.
It's also
go ahead, Jay.
It's also like the power dynamic though, like that meth head out by the river that's charging you for parking that's free doesn't actually have any control over like you're not threatened by this person maybe as opposed
I'm threatened.
to
I'm threatening all the wires in my car.
White person.
What you say, pal?
Neither does the Southern like Jesus loving working class white person doesn't have any power over Jarrett's life either.
Exactly.
I would say that maybe I would say they maybe have a little bit more actually in terms of voting and shaping culture and policies and things, et cetera, et cetera.
The meth head can vote.
Their voice. Yeah, but
no.
I don't know if we hear that
sell their
meth head's
ID.
voice as much as we hear this other person's voice.
I like the way Jay's saying it because you know what? I've already deconstructed what you were trying to say about that. And I already just broke it down. And you not even listening to what I said about breaking it down.
And I think a lot of the things in this world and everything that's so bad and this world's falling apart, you know, some of these people need to move to another country. Some of them need to move to another country.
Question of the day from Reddit, an Ask Reddit stream, and from Taco Pablo. Question of the day: what restaurant should close for good, or if closed for good, you would not miss ever?
Bay Area restaurants or chain?
Any restaurant, any chain would be better because that more people will know.
It feels
about
a little
chain.
Personal for you to just call out like a mom and pop restaurant in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Dan and Jean's Cafe on 12th Street, you fucks.
Yeah.
Damn. No, but yeah.
Okay, I got a big one then. I got a spicy answer for this question. I think that all the restaurants that are mandating this jab crow, you know, medical apartheid should all go under.
Medical apartheid.
Go out of business. Fuck them.
Even Jamba Juice.
I told you I'd have something spicy for you.
So Pal does not want anybody to have to be presenting a vaccine passport to get into a restaurant. So any restaurant or establishment asking for that, Pal says burn in hell.
Facts.
Mine's similar to Pal. It's one particular restaurant that was just in the newspaper today because it gives its workers mental leaves and all these breaks, 401k, but they don't allow tipping. So mine's is restaurants that don't allow tipping. And their whole thing is, well, we pay a living wage and we give this. And then they want people to kiss their ass. Oh, you guys are so great. No, why don't you do that and allow tipping, right? Tipping is one of the favorite part that made people hustle. I want tipping back. So all the restaurants, especially Bay Area, New York restaurants are like, that always says real big on the menu, this is a no tipping establishment. We pay our workers a livable wage. You know, they get that $17 a fucking hour, right? So you don't have to tip. How about I tip them $3 and they get $20 an hour, right? Or they get $25 an hour because I'm tipping my $3, my $2. Stop thinking you on your high horse and you're doing some good shit because you over there. Oh no tipping. We paying a livable wage. If you making livable wage, I want to say thank you for paying livable wage because you're just paying more than the minimum wage, but it still ain't enough. Allow tipping.
Aaron, I totally agree with you. And one of the most absurd examples of that was even within I don't think it's still going on, but 10 years after 9/11, airport food vendors still had no tipping because, and it was all under the banner of like Homeland Security. Like tipping the Starbucks employee at the OAK airport was banned under this concept of like, you know, I mean, I don't know how they got people to buy it, but I agree. The no tipping thing is totally absurd.
It's probably because they didn't want no terrorists tipping them too much money to sneak in some things.
Right. It was like, what is there a bomb in my $2 bill or like what? Like what's
we put a bomb in your latte, bitch.
Atomic core ray. See what this so-called button does.
Say, drop that shit on the floor and see what happened. All right, Jay, do you have a place?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I've actually never eaten at this place, but I've wanted to. I don't know if I think there's a lot of them. It's these gas station restaurant. You know, like when you're traveling, and it's the Mexican restaurant called Blue Taco. There's one on the 5 or 101 or some shit when you're traveling north, and I feel like I've seen it, but there's been multiple times where I'm like, oh, there's a Mexican restaurant in here, like I could just get a burrito. And then you go in there and it's just like the whole entire place just smells like 2-week-old grease. You know what I mean? Like that. And like you walk out in your clothing, now your shirt smells like the same shit. And it could be amazing food. I've never been able to bring myself to eat it, but every time it gets me excited. Like when I'm out on the road, I'm like, oh shit, this gas station's got a Mexican restaurant inside of it. And then I always get let down the minute I walk up. I always go up to check out the menu, and then I get let down every time.
Yeah, man, it's hard to trust the gas station menus. But some places out here, especially in the South, see, this is me being positive about the South, got some cracking food spots in the gas stations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think California's kind of weak on it. Maybe
I think. Well, California, I think
we
has
don't
harsher
respect
regulation. But yeah,
you know what spot used to be kind of fire though was that Aztec Grill spot.
Oh yeah, Aztec Grills were fire. They were off the freeway. Like, they were fire.
Right. That's what that's all I'm expecting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like the Subway of burritos or something like that.
They were solid.
My place that I wouldn't mind seeing closed down is any diner that does not know how to fry and sauce wings properly. You know what I'm saying? Mel's Original Diner, they show that they know how to deep fry your wing and put sauce on it and throw it out there. It's crispy, crunchy, solid. Any other diner I've been to, there's been a couple. Taxis is one of them. Those taxi ones. And a vintage diner that ain't got shit. If you don't know how to not put your shit in a goddamn oven and bake it so it comes out, the skin's all soft and soggy. If you're not frying it, or at least, you know what I'm saying, crisping it properly, you can close down forever. You fucking up the wings, man. I could do that. I could have soggy wings myself every night if I wanted to by throwing them in the goddamn oven and letting them be soggy. I come to an establishment to get crispy wings. So if you got soggy wings, fuck you.
This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Mine is going to be a little controversial. It's going to be big controversial, probably. Pal, you'll probably hate me for this. But restaurant needs to shut down. I don't mind shutting down. Chick-fil-A.
Why would I hate you for that?
I might have to put a check mark on that one, Pedro. That's a good one.
Because, well, you're in the South, and you know, Negroes in the South just love them some Chick-fil-A.
I know, but I was raised by like a Berkeley mom, so I don't eat like that.
Yeah.
Man, look.
They don't act as crazy over Chick-fil-A in the South as we do on the West Coast.
Dude, when it migrated out here, my homeboy was like, man, they putting a Chick-fil-A up in Grand Junction. You probably related to this, J.Lately, because you probably ate at that Chick-fil-A in Grand Junction while you was on tour. I never had Chick-fil-A. So we get it. It opens up. People was nice, just like they say on all the memes and all the jokes. Like, cool. Eat chicken sandwich with the pickle. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's all right. Dip my fries in the ketchup, the waffle fries. So I dip another fry in the ketchup, waffle fry, whatever. I'm dipping in the ketchup. I'm like, my Lord, these damn fries taste like cardboard. Why is everybody so hyped about these damn waffle fries? Why is everybody so hyped about bringing this restaurant out west? You ain't no good because you close on Sunday. Well, if I'm hungry on Sunday, you're not serving any purpose. So you might as well go ahead and close all your stores. Or take them back down to the South where all you slaves at. We don't want that shit, you Christian bastards.
You can't even hold on to Harlem.
Damn.
I didn't even realize they had Chick-fil-A out in the South. For some reason, I thought that was
that's
like
where it started.
West Coast thing.
Started in Atlanta.
Started
in Atlanta, and it's closed on Sunday because it's South. Something Jared also ain't related to.
I was in a lounge last night and talking to this girl who's a bartender and friend of the owner, who's a friend of mine. She I think works half the time in New Orleans, half the time in Atlanta. And we were having chicken wings. And I asked her about what her favorite wing spot in Atlanta was. And she said Onyx. I didn't realize till much later that Onyx is a strip club.
That's the wings, man.
There you go. No, pal. Hey, people will pull up and get the wings and don't even think about the thighs. No lie.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I need
females,
to
everybody.
Isn't that where Lou Williams went to go? Where did he go to get his wings? Everyone was like, man,
no, Lou Williams.
So
went
not Onyx.
Magic City, yeah.
I have been to Magic City.
How was wings there, pal?
I think Jared wouldn't be impressed.
Huh?
They were a little soggy.
Little soggy? Oh, see.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I had him late in the night. Maybe it was the second shift chef back there. So,
what time was it when you was in Magic City? It was bumping though. I remember the pictures you saying it was bumping.
Right. Oh, fuck. It was past midnight.
Okay, so my restaurant that I wouldn't mind seeing closed. This is gonna be also another controversial one. Now I wouldn't miss it. In-N-Out. Overrated burger.
I agree.
Personally, it's not the best burger, but it's always
consistent.
It's always consistent and a good standard.
That's what change is about, being consistent. They all taste the same to me. An overrated burger. I'd rather go to Tam's number 18, Tam's number 15.
Oh, we got a Darius in here. Darius, man, what's up? We got our question of the day. And the question of the day that you're coming in on is, what is a restaurant or chain or just a restaurant that you wouldn't mind seeing close or that should just close for good?
I'll just keep it real with you. This is topical. I don't know if y'all can notice. I'm live from the toilet. I would have to say, because of those reasons, I've been stuck here for at least 20 to 35 minutes. I'm gonna say any Safeway hot food bar. That's what got me here in this sticky situation.
Hey, what did you get at the hot food bar?
Hey, man. You got wings?
I went for an Asian American fusion. Okay? A little bit of the sweet, a little bit of the JoJo potato.
That wok grill caught his eye.
It's just not the move, man.
Has that stuff?
Darius was staring at that wok grill, and it was like,
somebody's gonna have to give us some booty.
It's right near you, man. Safeway on Safeway up the street near Jamba Juice. That's Safeway. It's no good, man. It's no good. And I've been trying to start the podcast. I've been stuck. So, man, bro.
Jared, I want to throw in Laval's. You know, it's just like they've always had the good locations, the good screens, and their pizza is just trash. And it's how hard is it to make good pizza?
They used to have good arcades to get you in there, and then you get in there, and you're like, damn, this is not good pizza.
And the crust is just, Laval's is horrible.
Can I just shout out Pal real quick? Shout out Pal for hopping on the chat looking like John Morant.
I know. It's the thuggish rockish ball.
Yeah, this
Jari, you missed it. Trae Young is the style to me and Aaron.
Oh, yeah. Aaron and Pal fucked and had Trae Young.
You look like John Morant and Aaron and Pedro, his uncles.
Anybody else have another restaurant?
Y'all gotta go, man. I love the podcast. It's still my podcast. I own it. I gotta wipe my ass. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Oh my God. Hey, that's content. That's content. Oh man, we could have got Darius doing a blurry wiping his ass.
Not really, Jared, because then you start entering like porn places.
No, because you could sell that clip as an NFT for like $4,000. Well, we're here with Lito P and also J.Lately. Just want to catch up with you, Jay. Since the last time we talked, your Winnebago album had just come out, and then you had another album come out after that. So, what's new in your world, brother?
Yeah, I'm actually finishing up a new album right now. I'm about to start releasing some new shit. But yeah, the one I had last year, I put out 2 projects. Was Winnebago, and then the second one was called Bodega, which is actually named after that town, Bodega Bay, which is out where I recorded all that shit. Like I was telling you, I got that studio out there. But yeah, so I have a whole new project that I was just out there up in Jenner yesterday, like finishing up all the mixing and stuff on, that I'm about to start dropping some singles and videos and stuff off. I haven't announced the name of the album or the name of the first single or anything like that. Like it's
breaking right news.
It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner though. And then I got a show in Berkeley on March 11th.
Oh, we're at the Cornerstone?
Yeah, at Cornerstone with myself and Ian Kelly. I don't know if you guys are familiar with
We know Ian Kelly. We know Ian Kelly.
I saw that on your album, and I was like, oh, I know Ian was rapping now. He got Irish dudes rapping. You got
a different Irish dude?
A different Ian. Okay.
Yeah, Ian Kelly, we know that's been on the show. Is very. I was like, man, maybe he's pushing limericks on this album. He got a limerick.
No, different individual, I guess. Different individual. No,
tell him he got a nice wholesome Irish name, whoever this is.
Straight from the motherland.
For sure. Yeah, but no, just staying busy, and then trying to stay healthy, stay active, get out, do things, live life, man.
I feel you.
Keep like the joy and keep my cup full and shit,
So it was Winnebago, and then Bodega came out. We're not releasing the name of the new album yet. You could tell us now because this episode ain't coming out to the end of the week. So, but anyway,
still a little early.
Not for you.
Do it on your schedule.
Do it on your schedule. That's fine.
This what happens with this hiking bullshit.
I was gonna make an NFT out of it.
I was about to say I'll do it with you as an NFT. Yeah. That's the only way you're getting mine now.
But also, there's some other some good news in your world, right? You got married this past year.
Yeah, I did. Back in June, I got married. I was trying to remember before I came on here, like when I was on here last. Like it felt like it could have been like 6 months ago or like 3 years ago for all I fucking.
Yeah, we're in a time warp. We're definitely in a time warp.
Yeah.
It was almost a year ago. It was the end of February, beginning of March.
Okay.
Was when you were on. So about a year. So how's the married life treating you, man?
It's been great, man. It's been cool. I mean, we were already living together and stuff. I mean, it hasn't been a huge change other than the fact that we're not like stressing over planning a wedding anymore, which is nice.
Yeah, I feel
married life's been great. You know, pandemic was a good time to do it, honestly, where it just kind of like we've had a lot of time, you know what I mean? Like we've had a lot of time together and shit. So it was
you didn't have to waste money inviting people thanks to pandemic. We try to keep it straight,
bastard.
You know, her mom's kind of up there in age. My mom's, got some asthma.
It made it very easy to be selective with our guests.
Exactly. I'm mad the pandemic ended, man. I was using that excuse to not go out with a lot of it, man. You know what, man? My diabetes and shit. I got a blood disease.
Right. Is it better to have been single during the pandemic or in a relationship during the pandemic? And how do y'all feel about that?
I think it'd be awful to be single during the pandemic. Single and looking. If you're happily single, then
I'm single and looking, but I'm also very content, and I was very happy, and I was fine being alone at these times, right? And I was comfortable being alone. Like, it's not hard. I wasn't one of those people that's like freaking out, doing stupid shit, making bread like that. I did me, and I had a good time during this pandemic.
You didn't learn how to make a sourdough pumpernickel bread, Aaron?
No, motherfuckers doing the same. See, that was the problem. Those are the people you can tell that was having some issues. Not issues. They're having problems dealing with the loneliness or the solitude, or even if they weren't alone, we're like, oh, let me do what everybody else is doing. I didn't have that feeling. And I was single, and like my personal life, that part of my life came to like a abrupt stop. But it was like, oh, okay, this is where we are right now, and let me take each day and go through this, right? Mm-hmm. I can see, I think it's to each his own on that one, right? Because I didn't struggle at all. And look, I like having partners and having women in my life and things like that. And that shit stopped. Right, like the only person that came in my house during that time was my sister, and she got yelled at for coming, cursed out, her and my niece, because they didn't have permission to come in my house. They begged me because they had to use the bathroom, and I told her to stay her ass at home after that.
Nobody punking, nobody here.
Exactly. And so that's all. I think to each his own. I think some people, like I had like an ex or a friend who was like, yeah, I jumped in this relationships. We were like, let's quarantine together, right?
Who knows what's going to happen if this happens here?
What's going to happen is somebody going to get pregnant.
Yeah, some people were like, oh man, you know what? I can stand this person after a while. Relationships ended. So I think to each his own. It's all about contentment, man.
So that's what I've been seeing a lot is a lot of people who like accelerated their relationship big time because of the pandemic, right? Like they might have been talking ahead of time or just started talking right when it started, and then like might have moved in together.
Yeah, they just moved in.
Yeah. We gotta lock it down because we don't know when this shit gonna end, and we don't want to be alone.
In this one situation, like the person was like, there was things holding them back from that, but then it was like pandemic. Let's quarantine. And see, for me, I was just like, you know what? Let me do me right now. Let me figure out me. A lot of time that.
But that didn't include baking bread.
No, man.
For a lot of people, I feel like let me do me means like let me do.
No, because it wasn't about them. It was about doing what everybody else was doing. Right. When they started baking bread and everybody's doing the same. What else was the other thing everybody was doing?
Tiger King.
Shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit like that. Tiger King and whatever other fucking movie that I
fell into a lot of planting indoor. Like everyone was like planting doing.
Yeah. You couldn't go. Yeah, because the craziest thing is the plant nurseries were more crowded than the stores.
Yeah, they were booming.
It was me and my dog. We was chilling here doing our thing. We go out for a walk. Like I said, I think to each his own. I think, like Pal, I know you. How was your life during this? Your social life during this pandemic?
Yeah, but I mean, Aaron, I agree with everything you were saying, and Jay, I can see that too, where it can accelerate the dynamic. But I did know some people who were living together, and then they both were working from home and were so in each other's face it caused a big rift in the relationship because there was no space. For me, it was good, but that's because me and my people don't follow the court, like the COVID rules. So it was nice because it was actually a good time.
Pal didn't have no damn quarantine. So
Pal was like, pandemic, don't y'all know?
I tell the girl, if I lick your ass, my dick going in it. So whatever my tongue touch, my dick going too. So
Yeah, I was catching bodies. So, you know, but it was cool because the other people that were out and dating and not complying, there was an instant kind of connection because, you know, the people that were out were the ones that weren't going for the BS.
Yeah, I heard you was dating more women than Will Smith.
Booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water.
Dude, I've had a good year, but I'm in my mid 30s. I got, you know, I'm cool. I got my shit together. So it's like I'm trying to tell Jared, like, we're at our prime right now.
I think Kyle got a gag reflex. He was hitting so many hoes this past year and that 2 years.
But I'm toning it down though. I'm toning it down because I got a special.
I don't mean to call them hoes either, because I know you don't.
No. I call them no. They're the hoes. Trust me, they're the hoes. If you're in the South, you can say hoe, and people are fine.
Hoe means everything.
Jared too busy with that coexist sticker. He can't say hoe.
Right.
I don't want to just refer to everyone as hoes. I'm just gonna be
great for the hoes.
Than that.
I think Powell also had an entanglement with Jada Pinkett Smith.
In news this week, Kanye West says his new Donda 2 album will not stream on any other platform and will only be available on his stem player. What do you guys think about that?
What the hell is a stem player? First, you gotta tell me that.
It looks kind of like an Alexa.
J.Lately, you know what that is?
Yeah, it looks kind of like a shower speaker or some shit like that, like a little fucking.
Oh, so you have to buy that shit to listen to that?
Jeremy, you should do an album where you can only listen in the shower.
Oh, what if you recorded your whole album in the shower?
There you go.
Acoustics in the showers are underrated, bro. You can get some real echo.
That's like a little creepy. Like, I don't want to be with everyone in their shower process.
Hey, who was that rapper that recorded? Who was the rapper that recorded the whole album through the phone when he was in prison?
Mac Dre.
Mac Dre definitely did, I think.
That was Mac Dre. Yeah, back in the day. Sounded terrible, but it was the fact that he did it.
So good. Jeremy, this is your version. It's like Mac Dre recorded in the jail, I recorded in the shower.
That's true.
Well, yeah, Donda 2, there will be a February 22nd release date with an accompanying Donda experience performance scheduled for that same day. That's going to be on IMAX theaters, like in 15 different cities or some shit like that. Kanye West said Donda 2 will only be available on my own platform, the stem player, he wrote. Not on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or YouTube. Today's artists get just 12% of the money the industry makes. It's time to free music from the oppressive system. It's time to take control and build our own. Currently, the stem player is selling for $200.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Let's free these artists and take all the money out your pocket for one album. Release this shit on tape, man.
You know, the thing I don't like about this shit is it's something that I kind of run into with Kanye a lot, where he's talking about, like, he's doing this for others. Like, a lot of his things are like to open the door for everyone else or whatever. And a lot of times I just feel like this is benefiting you. Other artists can't, like myself, I cannot put out a speaker with my album on it tomorrow and have it spread to enough people because no one knows me right now. You, Kanye West, are allowed to leave these labels and leave these platforms and stuff because everyone already knows you. I feel like he's like thinking about, or he's acting like he's doing things for others without actually thinking about the situation that other people aren't necessarily in. It's like, cool, go ahead and sell your music however you want to do it. You're a superstar. You've worked to this. You've built this platform for yourself. Go ahead. But you're not necessarily improving my life as an independent musician by selling your stem player. And let's not pretend that maybe.
The other example is like Jay-Z doing Tidal, basically being like Black-owned streaming service, and then he just turns right around to sell it to freaking who's the guy that bought Tidal from Jay-Z, who owns Twitter.
That hipster dude with the beard.
I don't know his name, but that's what y'all get for trusting a dope dealer.
Jack Dorsey. That's it.
Jack Dorsey. Yeah.
Well, no, I agree. I think it's interesting because it's like what Jay-Z did with Tidal, but what he's trying to do here is he trying to, shake up the music industry with his power, and what I'm saying, like he's built up this platform. He can afford, like, it's just like capitalism, anything else. If you have enough capital behind you, you can take big chances. You have so much money, you can't fail. You have so much money that even if you do take a loss, it's going to be a minimal loss, and you have the capital to fight through it and find your own avenues to create this. I'm saying, just having the capital to create an avenue to make something seem viable in itself, just like NFTs or this cryptocurrency. Like these are people who have big money that can make this, we're going to make this valuable. And so they're pumping it and presenting it in a way that is getting people to then feel some kind of intrinsic value in it. So Kanye has earned that to a degree, I guess. But yeah, do you think this is something that's viable? Maybe not immediately for you, but in 5-10 years, do you think as an independent artist, you'll be able to, do something on this kind of platform instead of the typical streaming platforms?
Well, there is already one, Jarrett. It's called Bandcamp.
Yeah.
J.Lately, do you use Bandcamp?
Yeah, I do. I don't necessarily there's a lot of artists who almost kind of try to direct everyone to their Bandcamp page for that exact reason of they get to keep the majority of their money from there and shit. But, one thing that I think a lot of up and coming artists kind of don't give places like Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music credit for, they're taking a lot of our streaming money, but they're employing a lot of people to bring my music into houses all over the world. They have expenses that they take on. Probably my biggest source of new fans is Spotify. And just discovery off of Spotify. And it's through playlists, through people adding it, all these different playlists basically, that I'm getting free promotion every single day from them. Yeah. And that's not to say that I should only be getting 1/37th of a cent per stream or whatever it is. But I think there is a conversation to be said about they are doing a service for us artists as well. I could never be here right now if I had to be signed to a major label. And Spotify is part of that process, or all these streaming platforms I feel like have been part of that process of opening it all up for
it's the ecosystem you choose to work within.
Well, it's sort of like a bank, if I'm not mistaken. You got to diversify. You want to be across every platform that you can get to stream your music, so you can reach all the audiences you can get. I think that's the best way of doing it. This is my opinion.
But then once you do have your audience, like Kanye's perfectly right in what he's doing. He's gonna make hella more money off this album doing it this way than he would if he had only tried to make streaming money. If I tried to do it that way, it wouldn't work for me right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just kind of based around remember when Nipsey Hussle was selling that $100 album and everyone thought it was crazy, but it's he was just tapping in with his fan base that he had built that wanted to support him. If every one of them gave him $100, he'd be cool.
Yep, you're right. He's tapping in that fan base. People like mediocre rap.
What? Oh. How dare you?
Tell me he didn't just say that.
How dare you?
Mediocre rapper.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
I like mediocre rap. I'm gonna throw $100 into this. Guess what? There's some R&B singers I like that's mediocre. There's no way they all gonna buy the album for $100. I like him.
Blasphemous.
He was mediocre though. There's a dude named Lorenzo came out in the 90s. Mediocre. No way I was gonna spend $100 on that album. Matt, I spent $9.
Last question, I guess for you, Jay. So you said you get paid 1/37th of a cent or something like that from Spotify. Some small rate. What for you? What was your highest grossing month? I guess not. And then what for you would be more of an adequate?
That's a personal question like that.
I was like, what would be a more adequate you think compensation? Because I see more and more artists speaking on it, but there's not going to be a union for musicians, obviously. But what would be more fair, you think, for these platforms to kick back to artists for the streams?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't know. I have no idea about the expenses that Spotify takes on to run their fucking platform. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us are speaking about this as if we know the business side of how much it costs to run these things and what they should be selling things for, products for, or whatever. And we know nothing about so I don't know. But what I will say is that I think there's lots of ways, that should never be your only source of income. Streaming is a source of income, but it's used almost more now a little bit as a mode of discovery. And then you are then trying to capitalize on physical product or shows or something. So Kanye is doing the exact right thing he should be doing. He has all these people that are interested in his music, and instead of putting it out through some bigger organization that's going to take a bunch of it, he'll just give it directly to the fans. You know what I mean? For him, where he's at, he's doing great. I just think that I don't know. I think it's an interesting thing. I'm sure Spotify is underpaying us big time. I'm sure these people are over there are walking away with way more money, and we're walking away with way less than we deserve. But I just think it's a very one-sided conversation when it comes up, and I think there's two sides to the conversation.
Yeah, I got an idea. What you should do next is be like, hey, y'all, I'm doing my Kanye thing. I got these portable CD players. And the only way you can listen to my CD is on this. So I'll sell you the CD player for $50, and I sell you the CD for $10. On top of that, boom, pow, $60. You got yourself a deal. There you go.
Start doing those. You remember those CD players that used to be in everyone's car that you would buy, like everyone had to get it installed? I'll be like,
I got to
get it reinstalled.
Reinstall this. Yeah, we even got the sound system. You can install this in your car.
Right.
It's like we'll do that for you too for a service for you, $45. Do you see this as something that's viable for the future for future artists? Does it become like more of a thing where they're going to start, releasing their albums on other properties? Than just the streaming.
I think it's like just the same way that you've seen like vinyl. Vinyl right now is selling better than it has since like whatever 1970 or some shit like that. Like it's like and that's the way that a lot of artists are cashing in, is like you have to create a physical product or a show ticket or some experience. Like that's what Kanye is doing too with every single one of these Donda parties. He's listening parties. He's making money off that. Like he's creating an experience. Your music cannot be what's monetized as much anymore, as opposed to the product or the experience you create with your music. Like I don't think Kanye is going to make the alternative to music streaming platforms. Like, kind of like when Jay-Z kind of said like, oh, I'm going to change the game with Tidal. Like, nah, it's just another piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. Are you going to start selling some NFTs though? That's my last question for you. That's my last question.
As of now, no. To me, that it just doesn't resonate with me. Like that shit just is not my interest at all. I can understand the whole like financial side of it and all that, but like there's no connection to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like music means something to me, and then just I don't know.
You can just sell clips of yourself, what I'm saying, at a different venue and just sell that for $1.
Man, Jared's stuck on this NFT.
Hey,
I understand. If I thought I had someone ready to buy a $50,000 NFT from me, though, I would for sure make it. I can tell you that much.
I was just going to tell J.Lately, don't worry about none of these questions that make no musical sense. And I want to ask you, how you celebrating Black History Month, which we all the musicians call J Dilla Month.
All the musicians called Black History Month J Dilla Month?
J Dilla Month, yeah, pretty much.
I couldn't tell you anything I'm doing special to celebrate Black History Month, and maybe I need to do something different. I don't know.
Yeah. And you gotta rap over a J Dilla beat. What you gotta do is get you one of the ones that's not. I guess you just do a freestyle. You do a little mix, rap over one of them quick J Dilla beats, and that's where we can celebrate Black History Month together, baby.
I don't think, in my mind, I don't think a white and Asian rapper rapping over deceased J Dilla beat is the best way to honor Black culture.
Hey, house shoes do it.
Yeah, but he was a friend. He was a friend of J Dilla.
Angel celebrate Black History Month by going to every chicken place, from churches to KFC to Jim Dandy and Pioneer Chicken, all within the month.
Come on, man. No, that's not a sign of disrespect. That's a sign of honor. I mean, this man.
Yeah. See, in my mind, I look at one of the better ways I could maybe honor it is not making it about myself and letting the Black voices be heard.
No, don't make it about yourself. Just honor Black people in that way. Just honor Jared. Only honor Jared.
This is what I'm doing. Actually, I'm coming on this podcast.
I think you're doing the right thing. Yeah, exactly. I think you're doing the right thing.
You know what? See, that's all you
trying
need
to push you into a Jared thing too.
I got a better idea though. You do that J Dilla beat, rapping over it as an NFT, and then you sell it.
I don't think he know what an NFT
is. And the proceeds go to the Negro College Fund or something like that, right? You know what I'm saying?
All the proceeds go to an HBCU.
All the proceeds go to one of Michael B. Jordan's dunk contests.
And take 10% off the top.
Nice well.
In other news, the Olympics has been going on. The Winter Olympics. Hey, you guys been watching it?
I have watched more than I hate to admit.
I've watched it.
I don't think I've ever watched the Olympics in my entire life.
I hate to admit, and it's not good.
You know why? Because y'all sports junkies.
I'm a sport junkie, so that's why I watch it.
I can't do it, man. Some of that stuff.
That time when you sitting there and you like, man, I'm gonna change my wife's oil. I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck he doing. I'm gonna watch goddamn curling.
Yeah. If you have watched it, you can share your best or worst of the Olympics, but it's ending. The Winter Olympics had its 2 weeks run. It was beautiful, momentous event. There was scandal as usual. There was questionable ethics as usual. There was, a lot of people probably having sex inside the hotel rooms as usual. And there was
no, that was not happening.
The Chinese government was like, fuck that.
Yeah. Dude, they were husband and wives that couldn't even see each other. They saw each other through a plastic screen right before he competed. It was like two big ass like plastic things.
It was like a scene. It was like
and they had to blow. List. Here's the craziest thing. Yes, and they had to blow kisses at each other with their mask on.
That's nice.
Dude, this was draconian, dude.
Hey, bro. Well, I'm gonna say is that the Olympics didn't get shut down by COVID, so they was doing something right.
No, they didn't. They didn't, because when you tested positive, you went into extreme lockdown. They allowed that one bobsledder, that black lady. She was allowed to have she had like weights, like a big, so she could do squats and shit. That was it. And it was a small ass room. I'm like, she's sleeping on top of that bar or something. I'm like, she was like, that was the quarantine. It was horrible. They didn't even get internet reception when they were quarantined.
Like, we don't want you spreading no information about how you're doing. We want people to not know how you're doing at all.
Dude, that shit was draconian.
Well, in Olympic news, one of the highlights is Finnish cross-country skier Remy Lindholm had an issue with his pee-pee.
The man suffered. The man suffered, and you over here laughing. You can't even make it through the goddamn.
The motherfucker's penis froze after they had to shorten the race by 20K to a 30K race because of the frigid conditions. However, those safety measures still did not keep Remy Lindholm from getting a frozen penis at the end of the race. What do you guys think about that?
He should do porn now.
Man got frozen penis, dude.
He should do porn.
Like John Wayne Babbitt.
Richard Sickle.
Come on, dude. That's a great name. That's a great one. I can't follow that one, Jerry.
Apparently, he said that applying heat after the race allowed it to come back to normal temperature, but the pain became excruciating upon that fact. So, yeah, guys, trying to do any cross-country skiing?
Yeah, see, this is what I mean, Jared. I want to give a quick credit corner shout out to Jared for putting Winter Olympics. Hey, have anyone here been skiing?
Jared skis ridiculously. He can ski good.
Okay. Most of the black folks don't ski. And
what are you talking about, man? It was some black people skiing this year. Well, they looked like they knew what the fuck they was doing, but they was skiing. They was on skis.
Last time I went skiing, I was in a tractor trailer and somebody skied right into me.
Aaron, Pietro, did you see anything from the Olympics that you thought was good or bad appreciably?
You know what? This is sad. You know what was good? You know how in Summer Olympics, a lot of those contestants from other countries, even this country, they have like some stories, like from them growing up, them making it through some things. Even Lolo, what was her name? Lolo Jones. She was poor, living in like the bottom of some basement of a condemned place. Usually the Summer Olympians have great stories, and the Winter Olympics never have a story, right? It's like, oh man, she had to move from Torrance, California up to Tahoe so they could ski every day. So the good was that the NBC telecast did not try to paint a sad story anywhere. They didn't try it at all. They just stuck to the games. So that was the good. It's sad that that's the good, that they didn't try to paint no story. Another good, a lot of people of color from the United States did well, even if they weren't representing the United States, right? There was a Puerto Rican bobsledder. Oh no, she was Puerto Rican luge runner. She almost died out there. So I think she did well because she actually walked away from her accident. She's actually from Texas, though. A couple of people that represent China that was actually from California, one from Beverly Hills, one from San Francisco. The black woman that's also the the speed skater that won gold. And also a 2-woman bobsled team, a 2 African-American, 2 black African-American, whatever you want to call, whatever floats your boat, that finished silver. Some of the Asian Americans did really well figure skating. Vincent Chin won gold. You know what's funny? We think of Winter Olympics as a white sport, which it mostly is, especially in the Nordic countries and other countries. But, the people of color came from the United States, came and showed out. You give them a chance, give them an opportunity, it might happen.
Last time I went
Are you
skiing,
sure?
it was down Baldwin Hills.
Which one is this, Jared?
This is the Haitian dude.
Yeah. Like I said, he was out there. He actually did pretty well, better than what I thought a Haitian dude would do.
Apparently,
I ain't gonna lie. I got
Wait a
real
minute,
stereotypical.
wait a minute. He has. Hold on. He's a Haitian. How do you
Haitian.
afford them? Who sponsored this? How do you afford them skis in that shithole country?
Hey, he had the only clean water source, Pedro. He was tapping it straight from the sewer.
He made enough Hanes, pairs of Hanes.
He did what I always say I wanted to do in Venezuela. Go out there and slang water. He didn't know how to stop right there. It looked like he almost broke his leg.
It looked like he hurt himself.
I think he did. He did not know how to stop. He did pretty well though. So
he did pretty good.
It was really shocking. For like I said, African American bobsled team, African American women really did their thing. People did their thing, man. My favorite event is the biathlon, where they have to go, that cross country, and then they have to shoot those targets. That's one of my favorite events because
mine is bobsledding. Bobsledding is just like racing to me.
Yeah,
it's like automobile racing. So I take the bobsled.
There's one problem with bobsledding. They added. Here's a bad, Jared. They added new events. They did what like IOC did for swimming, which make a ton more medals, just so I guess they can have more things to show. So there was like a lot of team events that were new. There were a lot of mixed doubles. There was like a snowboard race that was mixed, that was new. And then here's another thing that was crazy. They added the mono bobsled. That tripped me out. It's one person on a bobsled pushing that shit. And let me tell you, one person pushing a bobsled cannot get enough speed. That shit looked like slow motion, Pedro. It was slow motion. I'm sitting there like, man, they taking them forever.
So the vessel's the vessel's not smaller then?
It is smaller, but I think it still has to have some weight on it, to build up the speed to go down. When you see the 4-person, they picking up a lot of speed. When you see the 2, they still pick up good speed. Watch, here it is, the 1 person. Watch how slow it seems. See, it's just like shit. Is she moving? It's just slow, work their way down the track.
It's like a casual ride. There's not enough weight behind that motherfucker.
No, and that's another thing because the weight of people speeds it up.
They should make that thing smaller. It should be like a tiny little pod.
They do. They have that. It's called the luge and skeleton. We don't need a 1-person bobsled team anymore. Hey, you should look up Puerto Rican luge. It wasn't a bad crash where like, oh man, she might be dead, but it was just like when she was racing, I was sitting there like thinking, man, she might not survive this. Like at one point she lost. You could tell she was losing. Oh, that's not her. This is the Norwegian chick.
Yeah, this looks way more wild than the single person bobsled.
There it is. So this one, and here's the crazy thing, like the track, the Puerto Rican was right after this, I believe, Jared. The track was like had this tough turn that none of them could basically do.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, it had this one turn that none of them could do. So and here's the crazy thing about luge. Your time counts. Like a lot of them, it wasn't going to count because they went, you got to be touching your sled. So some of them were holding on for dear life, like face first, holding on to the sled, trying to get across the line. Because the crash they couldn't handle was at the end. So that's why even though they've fallen over, they're still trying to hold on. It was like one turn that kept getting them all. See, that's why they're still holding on. That person's still holding on.
Yeah.
And trying to hop on a little bit. You have to be touching it for it to count.
That's crazy.
There's your girl Elizabeth Sweeney right there, Jared. Sad part, I think her name was I think it might have been Emily Sweeney. She didn't make it either. She's going face first.
Dude, that's tight. She knew how to boogie board.
I'm telling you, it was crazy, man. A lot of
they all had it on their face. Do you see that?
Look at this person. Yeah.
I thought she was hurt.
Right here.
The board is right to her. The sleigh is right to her across the. Hey, it's still counted because her foot was connected to the thing, so she made it to the next round. It's like, I told you. I'm not a person that watch auto racing and hope for a car accident, right? I don't like the car accident, so I like the racing. But this shit was actually kind of hilarious, especially since they all got up and walked from it.
Yeah, nobody died. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, because I hate watching it when the shit dies, like, especially skeleton. It's like, oh my god, they're gonna die.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts is the segment we end the show on where everyone gets a chance to rant, complain.
Oh, that's Andrew Wiggins, Pedro? Andrew Wiggins. I'm sorry.
That's not Andrew Wiggins.
or call out something that's positive in the world. Cutty Corner shout outs. Cutty Corner shout outs.
It's time.
We're burning now. God, if you listen, help! So cold and bleeding now, now, now. I'm in for this, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people now. Doctor said I need a back.
Aaron, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I do. So my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to, I'm not one of those people that tell people what to do in life and how to do certain things, but my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to men who uses public bathrooms and don't like using the urinals and go straight to pee. Urinals open and they go straight to pee on the toilet, right? And it's just like, dude, the other day, look, man, I had a grumpy building up. You know, I was at the farmer's market. They had no bathroom there, right? I was like, okay, let me see how long, maybe I can hold this till I get home and run my errands. Nope, didn't happen. Had to run in Barnes and Noble, right? About to go in, guess what? I got to spend the next 3 minutes not only holding a tight ass and clutching my tight ass, but trying to clean piss off the floor and the toilet seat, right? Use the urinal. It's one thing we're in a ball game. I know a lot of people drinking beer. If none of the urinals open, all right, you got to go pee. Go ahead. You're at a ball game. This is what people do. But look, man, public spaces, try to wait for the urinal, man. Try to wait. There's nothing wrong than me pulling down my pants and then having my belt buckle be heavy. And next thing I know, I'm over there washing my belt buckle in the sink. It just shouldn't happen. Men, please get over any insecurity you have about peeing in a urinal or even a trough with someone else. That's like the same people who act like, oh man, I don't get dressed in locker rooms, public locker rooms, shit like that. Look, dude, I go out and shower. Even when I was young in my 20s, I was like, you know what? You got to get over this shit. When I was in high school, I used to shower in high school. I said, you got to get over this shit, dude. I need to get clean and fresh because there's girls at my high school. That's some good looking women. I couldn't go. Once my PE got moved to second period, I had to start taking showers. Petty has some big ass titties. I wasn't going funky the rest of the class. So just like that, people need to get over like going to the gym. I remember being in the RSF. I mean, even now in Equinox, I've seen a guy go fully clothed into the steam room, into the shower, and then fully clothed in the steam room. Nah, dog, don't bring no clothes in here. This is a nice, clean environment. Keep the shit out. You know, if you don't want to take a shower here, you're that embarrassed or insecure, take your shit home and shower, right? Go where the fuck you need to go. This ain't the place for you. If you're that insecure about using a trough or urinal, then wait till you get home. Stop pissing on the toilet seat and ground people. People have to take a shit and shouldn't have to worry about their clothes getting fucking wet from your piss or having to clean the shit out of the toilet seat. Most places you go got like half a ply of toilet paper. You know how hard it is to clean piss off a toilet seat? And then have to lay down that half a ply hoping that it don't get wet? I got double and triple up just to keep my ass from having your piss on my ass. This shit's ridiculous, man. I should do a DNA test after I get home and figure out who the fuck it is and go and just piss all over their fucking house.
Aaron just mad because he don't like going into a toilet having to feel like
spread your cheeks and lift your sack.
Basically, you got to hold your sack because then you're worried about like accidentally like hitting the top of the toilet when you're going down. Like, man, I got an old now, so I ain't got that. My knees need a little support. Now I'm worried about touching the fucking door. You look over and you're like, damn, look how much piss are on this fucking walls. Because why? People scared to use a fucking urinal in front of somebody.
Mm-hmm. Well, Aaron, everybody don't have a BBC.
I don't care what you got, man. It's about taking a piss in. It ain't about fucking.
Pietro, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Skip over me. I got one, but I'm trying to remember it. You know how my brain.
God damn.
Good morning. I'm Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
Like he gonna remember in the next 2 minutes.
What a silly Negro.
Yes, I agree. What one?
All right, J.Lately, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Yeah, I'll do a positive shout out directed at the meth head community of the greater Jenner area for always making myself and Jarrett feel comfortable when we come up that way.
You realize that make you feel comfortable so you can lower your guard and leave your house. You're like, oh man, I'm comfortable to leave my house and not make sure all the windows closed and they trying to get that copper wire.
All right, J.Lately, I appreciate that. We gotta represent for our sometimes racist meth friends. Pal, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I do have a Cutty Corner shout out, and this one goes to the two most average athletes to ever be glorified on a major sports stage, Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp, who basically the stars of the quote unquote NFL while being total mediocre athletes and just basically small jars of mayo. And just mind blowing that they were elevated to the heights that they were elevated.
Hey, so you like me, you believe Aaron Donald should have been MVP?
I mean, it's just like I wouldn't recognize Matt Stafford or Cooper Kupp in a grocery store, and I don't think most people would.
Who this nigga up on that name?
Pedro, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Hey, go past me because I forgot what my Cody Corner shout out was.
Good morning. I'm Wilford Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
This motherfucker, you ain't gonna remember.
Jared, you really think Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp are the best quarterback receiver duo in the NFL?
They were this one season.
Fuck them.
No, they were good. I think a lot of it was the scheme. So yeah, for sure the scheme.
I believe it was the scheme. Stafford has an arm. It's not him and Goff have an arm. It's just Stafford
sees the field better.
Makes a little better decisions.
Yeah, he can see the field better. That's the difference. Like, even like Matt Ryan can't throw that much anymore and he can't move, so he's just kind of sit and duck, but he can see pockets in the field and make the throws to certain pockets of the field still well enough to where he's better than a Goff who like can't see the field and can't read a defense and can't see those pockets as easily. I guess my Cutty Corner shout out is gonna piggyback off of Powell. My Cutty Corner shout out goes out to Kellen Moore, you bitch motherfucker. Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore just happens to be the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys and Brandon Taco Pablo's former teammate at Boise State. Goes out to him and Dak Prescott. People talk to me that say I'm a hater. I'm like, yes, I am a hater. Okay, a lot of my fandom is derived off initial hate. It's all spark. So
mine too. Embrace it.
Yeah, embrace the hate, but it's not a hate out of actual pure hate. It's a hate out of very strong critiquing of something. You know what I'm saying? And critiquing it, sometimes you got to let things be what they are. Some things are better than when you want them to be. Some things are worse than you want them to be. Dak Prescott has proven to be worse than I want him to be. Damn. Kellen Moore is not helping him be better than what he needs to be, right? Cutty Corner shout out goes to both of them. I gave Derek Carr his credit this year. People look at me crazy because, I'm saying I hate Derek Carr and I think he's still a mediocre piece of shit. But this year he did some really good things as a leader that he's never shown. And maybe it's a one-off thing. I'm not counting on him doing it again next year, but I will give him his credit if I see him do something above what I expected. So kudos to Derek Carr. You still ain't shit. And you can still eat a dick. Aside from that, Dak Prescott, you over here, you can't see the field like Matthew Stafford, obviously, because you're sitting in the pocket, staring fools down on out routes the whole goddamn time. And Kellen Moore, you got Amari Cooper, who is faster, stronger, more explosive, jumps higher than Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp had more catches, more yards, and more touchdowns than every other receiver. You have a guy that has a skill set that's elite and better than his, and you have an opportunity as a genius offensive coordinator to get that guy the ball. I don't want to hear about Cooper Kupp getting all these catches, all these touchdowns, and all this, that, and the other. When you see the routes he's running and the different play designs he's running them under and through, it's like, yeah, that's called good scheme. That's called good offensive coordinating. You know what you ain't doing, Kellen Moore? None of that. Because what was Amari Cooper doing during half the year? Not catching the ball. Why? Maybe it's because Dak Prescott not playing well enough. And two, maybe it's because you have him only running out routes. Pietro, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Wait a minute. Chris Paul's out for 2 months.
He broke his hand in that last game.
My Cutty Corner shout out goes to I can't remember, and it was going towards something to do with brokers or something. Oh yeah, California surcharges. I'm getting tired of this. $5 a gallon gasoline for a car is one thing. $5 gasoline on diesel mixed with 20% bio This is why you guys are going to be paying a lot of money for stuff pretty soon. This is why inflation is going up. California, calm your communist ass down. And then on top of that, I had some brokers. You wonder why you can't get your PS5s, and be on the look for your PS5s, people. It has the nerve to try to offer me, the market rate was $1,500 to do a round trip to California, from Long Beach, California to Phoenix, Arizona, and then they want the container back. They want it back empty, okay? So you're making the revenue going back. To make that make any sense, $5 a gallon diesel. If you have 100-gallon tanks on each side, guess how much that's costing you? Cost you to fill up $1,000. So where is your profit? It's absolutely ridiculous. These rates they're offering in and out of California, and they're trying to ban older trucks while we're in a supply chain shortage. It's not the time. This is not the time. This is why I voted for Trump. If Trump was out here, we would have $3 a gallon diesel fuel. We have freedom to burn our stacks the way we want, and you guys will be getting stuff on the cheap. Never mind your health, safety, never mind the atmosphere, never mind what you need to breathe and drink clean water. You would get cheap hamburgers, but now you're not getting those cheap $1 hamburgers. Now you got to pay $2.99 for it because California wants to charge $5.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Cannot live with
California. F you, California. You're $5 gas. What the hell's wrong with you?
I pay $5.09 a day. $5.09 a day. I never thought the day's gonna come where I gotta rob the gas station. We close.
Hey, put 20 gallons. Put 20 gallons of pump 3. I'm dumping.
Well, that is our show, my friends. That is our show. Thank you for listening. J.Lately, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you as always. Doing your Black History Month service.
Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
I got an idea. We can make a High Score 510 J.Lately graphic feature, NFT it. Boom. It's like,
hey, for Black History Month, you should wrap over.
I'll give you guys 65% of the profits, and I'll only take 45 for Black History Month.
Hey, exactly. And make your profit. Hey, I always say profit off of somebody else's hard work. Try to profit off of it. Do as much as you can and take care of yourself. Because nobody loves you but you.
Where can people find your website or where you can find your stuff? And then when your next show is one more time?
On STEM, right?
Everything's on on the new STEM.
That Yeezy, he got signed by Yeezy.
It's got Donda 2 and my new album. That's all that's on.
You got your new album. Are you going to be sending out compact disc players?
We might have some of those. No. But yeah, the next show is on March 11th at Cornerstone in Berkeley. And then you can check out all my music on my website, justlatelymusic.com, or just on Instagram at J.Lately, Spotify, Apple Music, all that, YouTube, everything.
For sure. All right, Lito P, man, any final words you got for us, player?
Steph Curry's the GOAT, baby.
Damn. That's going kind of far.
50 points, reestablishing his legacy and his greatness. I'm
How many points did he have in this All-Star?
Yeah, 50. Put up that 50 piece.
Well, that is our show, my friends. Thank y'all for listening. Please tap in with us. Check out J.Lately's work. And if you are in the Bay Area, make sure you go check out Cornerstone on March 11th and check out that show. It should be a popping time. I might try and make my way over there and peek in potentially.
With all J.Lately's music, people. Scream it.
That's in my name. Motherfucker been scared of Cornerstone during this whole pandemic.
Man, they almost
way over there. I'm gonna talk shit about them.
I almost lost my credit card to Cornerstone the day the pandemic hit and everything was closed.
Yes, that's true. We were there. We were
there the day before, and then I forgot my debit card there. I called him, and the dude was like, "Man, you lucky you called me right now. I was about to lock up and leave. We closed for no." And I was like,
"Oh, for the next 2 years."
I'm liking this because between me, you, and J.Lately, we hit all streams of this. J.Lately had that relationship going strong and moving forward. Pal out there doing his thing, looking like the next Dom Magic Wand. And I was, content with my being at home in my solitude. And then you had Pedro. How was it with you and your wife?
Shit, well, I was doing what Pal was doing. Shit. So I was looking for something.
Do any of y'all know what a BBC is?
Jared.
Oh, sorry. Hey, J.Lately, for sure though, if you ever do need any kind of marriage counseling, Pedro is a begrudging
podcast to be on.
I'm a marriage. No, don't listen. Don't listen to the podcast. But if you ever need marriage advice, I'm the number one person that comes.
Got you.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, nothing but the truth.
How long you been married for?
20 something. 26 something like that years.
Damn, okay.
16 of them faithfully.
I found Pedro reading his wedding vows sound like this.
It says smack smoke zach.
And don't feel like I'm every other dude either, J.Lately. I learned game from my old lady. So everything's all good.
You say you learned what?
I learned game from my old lady. She taught
yeah.
me everything I know about hoeing. Damn. Everything I know about hoeing. Then I took some of that, put it together about my father's lifestyle. My father was like Pal. He was out there. So I just put all that together, and we mixed it up. And I start understanding life. So I give excellent marriage advice. Well, I think so anyways. Nobody listens to me, but I still have great ideas when it comes to marriage life.
We might need to
I had kind of a hybrid actually, because I was parenting half the time. So when I was parenting, I was on that, was just working on self, building that relationship, homeschooling my child. So so then so it wasn't like a full-time shit. It was just like half time.
Sounds like a good balance.
Right.
Gotta have balance.
Exactly.
Drunk or no drunk. I done taught you everything else you know about this shit, right?
Yeah.
And about how you even how to just live, period.
Yep.